Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another horror movie night. Tonight, I will be reviewing The Funhouse, released in 1981. Now, The Funhouse stars Elizabeth Berridge, Cooper Huckabee, Largo Woodruff, Miles Chapin, Kevin Conway, Sylvia Miles, and William Finley. The Funhouse is directed by Tobe Hooper. Now, this was Tobe Hooper's follow-up film after the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Eaten Alive. And this film is just... I've always had a soft place in my heart for this one, just because I saw this back in the mid-'80s on TV and always liking to go have carnivals or circuses or anything like that. You know, I always enjoyed going into fun houses and stuff like that. So for him to turn a fun house into a horror thing, coming from the man who created, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that was interesting. And he goes against a lot of the tropes that had started after Texas Chainsaw Massacres, because numerous slasher films followed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and before, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, of course, with Psycho and films like Peeping Tom and everything. But there had been numerous films after Texas Chainsaw Massacre, between Friday the 13th and Halloween and all of these films. And most of them went by or started these tropes of slasher films. And Tobe Hooper in this film goes against a lot of those tropes, because at the very beginning of this movie, Elizabeth Berridge's Amy Harper has a shower scene. It is pretty gratuitous. And yet, she survives this film, spoiler alert. Name me a, slasher film where a girl blatantly shows herself nude in the film and makes it through the film by the end. I mean, there's not many. I mean, this is really something different when it came to that. And the relationship she has with her brother, played by Shawn Carson, Joey. He's like a typical little brother. I mean, I did the same things he was doing to Amy in this film when I was a kid, to my older sister. So I could relate to Joey in a lot of ways. And he's kind of like me whenever I was a kid, so I kind of related to him big time in there, because he seems to be a horror fan and everything. So that was something that Tobe Hooper did really cool, made this kid far before Tommy Jarvis came along in Friday the 13th, where they took that same thing, where this kid's a horror fan, and took it in that direction. Joey basically was the trendsetter for this. But her boyfriend, played by Cooper Huckabee, Buzz, I have wondered why in the hell this guy never went on to anything bigger. He's a really good actor. Everything I've ever seen Cooper Huckabee in, he's really good in it. And he has sort of a really close resemblance to Harrison Ford, so I'm surprised filmmakers didn't try to capitalize on that and, make him either playing, like a little brother to Harrison Ford or something like that, and everything. I mean, I don't understand. Because, he has it. He's got charisma. He is great with his lines. He is likable with every character he plays. So I never understood how Cooper Huckabee never went on to become bigger after this film and anything else that he did after this, which wasn't really that much, unfortunately. But he is great in here as Buzz. They're friends. Largo Woodruff playing Liz and Miles Chapman playing Richie. They're so-so. They're not the best of actors, but they're serviceable. They don't hurt the movie completely. The standout, of course, in this film is Kevin Conway as all the different Barkers, but the main one, the Funhouse Barker. But he also plays the freak show Barker, the strip show Barker. I mean, so he plays 3 different characters in this thing, and he gives them all distinct, unique styles to them and everything. So it just shows he was, a really cool actor too. And ironically, Cooper Huckabee and Kevin Conway ended up working on a film later on called Gettysburg. Who would have expected 2 guys in a Tobe Hooper film to go on and play in this Civil War drama like Gettysburg? But I really enjoyed his performance in here. He's likable when he's the other Barkers, but when he's playing Funhouse Barker, he is a complete dick. But he sets up this date for his son, this mentally fragile character that wears a mask that we only know as the monster, because he wears a mask of the Frankenstein monster. And he sets up a date with him and Sylvia Miles's Madame Zena. And it doesn't go well for the monster in this sequence. And of course, Amy, Buzz, Liz, and Richie basically witness the whole encounter in which the monster inadvertently kills Madame Zena. And the truth of the matter is, with him wearing the Frankenstein monster mask, the true horror that is underneath that mask is much scarier than the Frankenstein monster visage that he's wearing. His look when the mask comes off, and he is well played by Wayne Doba in here. Wayne Doba was not an actor and did not play in a lot of stuff other than this, so that's why I didn't show him on the opening when I mentioned the characters and stuff. But his performance in this film as the monster is so creepy and well done. Tobe Hooper directs him in such a way that he is, in my opinion, this character could be right up there with Leatherface as one of the great horror iconic characters in here. But unfortunately, the monster and the Funhouse Barker do kill off the other 3 characters around Amy. Unfortunately, Buzz is amongst them, and I really hated seeing him go because, like I said, I like him as an actor and I liked his performance in this. And eventually, it's because of Buzz that Kevin Conway's Funhouse Barker gets killed. So I think the finale where Amy faces off with the monster is one of the best finales ever, because she eventually does get the better of him and defeats him, like a good final girl does. Now, I mentioned Joey earlier, and Shawn Carson, he, like I said, he does play a lot of tricks on his sister, like all little brothers do, and But he sneaks off with them because she doesn't allow him to go to the carnival with them. And he watches her go into the Funhouse. And when she doesn't come out with her friends, he becomes concerned. And it just shows how much he really loves his sister, that he is constantly outside trying to get in and trying to help her and get to her because he knows she's in there. And he knows something must be wrong. Now, I thought this might have been Tobe Hooper was heading toward the kid getting killed, but thankfully he did not go that direction. But to me, the Funhouse is probably Tobe Hooper's second best film of all time. I really do love this film, and like I said, apart from Largo Woodruff as Liz and Miles Chapin as Richie, the performances are great in this. So I am going to give this film a 9.0 out of 10. It is not the perfect film that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was, in my opinion, but Tobe Hooper did a damn good job in this film, and it deserves more credit than it has right now. And I just want to get the word out there for people. If you have not seen this film, do yourself a favor and watch this. Now, if you have seen this film, do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, do not forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button because it really does help this channel out a lot. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so you can be notified for future videos. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this horror movie night, and I hope you will join us tomorrow for another Dark Knight Films night. Hope to see you then. Thanks for watching.